Hello friends, today's video is actually about Kathingarh. It's my passion to visit the forts, castles, and Maharashtra is known for castles and forts. This summer, my plan to visit Kathingarh. It is also known as Tungi Fort, just 15 km away from Lonavala, around 70 km away from Pune, one of the finest forts. All the forts remind us the greatness and the epic work of Shivaji Maharaj, and this is one of them. It was evening time, just beside Club Mahindra Resort. We find this fort, or better say, beside this fort there is Club Mahindra Resort. We started our journey with my friend, with his two daughters. They are from Mumbai. In the beginning, we took darshan of Lord Ganesha. Earlier people used to get spiritual power. So before climbing, in the beginning, they are the temples of Ganesha or maybe Maruti. They would get invisible spirit. Tungi or Kathingarh, fully surrounded by Sahyadri ranges. It was summertime. We wonder how it may look like in rainy season. So my friend with his two daughters, we started our journey. We're interested to say its name is Kathingarh. Really Kathin. Kathin means very hard, very challenging. You'll find there is a small, very narrow route, and you have to control your balance. Just see, a very small one. From here you have to pass, and just beside you, you'll find a great deep nature of that fort. The road is not up to mark. It was simple. It was slippery. It was summertime, that's why we didn't face. But even though we have to be very careful. For the first time, I visited many forts, but this fort really cast a great impression. I felt that my blood pressure was really increased. A very small, in the beginning there are some rest points are there. How clever earlier people were. There is a small way, a very small way. Of course, you have to go through that one. You have to maintain your balance. But one great thing I observed, this fort is full of banana plantation. Naturally, not planted by our human plantation. This is the first gate. See the way, just beside you, there is no scope. You have to go straight. First gate welcomes you. Old relics, old stones, means not old stones, but stones remind us of the old time. So from the first gate, we saw some architecture marvel. From that way we had to pass. Everywhere we find a great provision. They are the small. From that, the enemies can't see them, but they can see the enemies. See the nature of that small, and this is the gate. Quite maintained today. We were only 4 people that time climbing the fort. I, my friend, and his 2 daughters. So main gate surrounded by something tongue-shaped structure to challenge the enemies. It is known as Hanuman Dwar, but it is of tongue shape, round shape. Really, it was marvelous to be on the fort. It was pleasant climate. As I mentioned, the banana plantation was really enchanting, and beside that Tungi, it was river. I forget the name of the river. And here we were the four. So we find Ganesh temple. Temples are actually for spiritual power. Because people those times were physically tough, but they need some mental strength, and temple used to give such strength to them. We took darshan of Lord Ganesha temple and carried on the journey. We found actually old buildings. Everything was planned. Very sorry to mention, they were not properly maintained. It's our job to maintain our past. We should visit such forts. Their architecture marvel is really beyond imagination. We found relics of old house construction and some water reservoirs, water sources. In extreme summer, this was full of water. Earlier people used to manage all the things with perfection, and it is the proof. Thanks to my friend who is from Mumbai. He had been there earlier to this fort. He guided me. We carried on some rest to his daughters. Still some portion was remain. The banana plantation made the atmosphere clean, pristine. On the top, we had to cross a small hill. To go on the top, we decided to go. See the way, it was very small. From that we had to pass. Once again, thanks to banana plantation to make the atmosphere greenery. It was a wonderful journey. Just below that, there is Mahindra Club Resort, fully surrounded by greenery. And this is the topmost point of the fort. We couldn't dare to go there because already it was evening time and we had limitation of time. But to be honest, I should admit that we couldn't dare to go there. It was very stiff, straight. Already we challenged Katingarh. Katingarh is supposed to be one of the most challenging fort belong to Mawar region, Pune. Here we find reference of Satvahan period. Fully surrounded by dense forest, this fort has unique features. In 1482, Malik Naib's son Ahmad captured this fort encompassing Konkan and Junnar region that time. Later on, Nizam Shah captured this fort and plucked out great wealth from this fort. Up to 1636, it was under control of Nizam Shah. 1636 to 57, Adil Shah ruled on it. In 1657, it came under control of Marathas. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj named it as Katingarh due to its great unconquerable features. Later on, with Treaty of Mirza Raja Jai Singh, it was given to Mughals. Up to 1704, it was with Marathas. On 30th May 1704, Amanullah Khan won this fort He was Aurangzeb, one of the most faithful Sardar. Aurangzeb named it as Bankigarh. Later on, Kanoji Angre, Maratha Sardar, won the fort, and in 1818 onwards, it came under British rule. Really, it has a great, glorious history. Just look at that. See the height. While climbing, it was not a challenge for us. I saluted the flag. But when we look the ground level, it was terrific experience. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ki Jai.